Time of the week again. Time for the only segment in boxing that gives you the facts and makes you laugh. It's Clapback Thursdays.
What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video, we're going to be going over Oscar De La Hoya's latest Clapback Thursday. Boxing fans, you should know by now, on Thursdays on Instagram, De La Hoya, he's been putting out some really great content. If you're unaware of it, I'm going to start featuring it here on my channel and then breaking it down, and we'll see where it goes. In this video, you're going to hear him give his opinion on Jake Paul, the Mike Tyson fight. He's also going to talk about what's wrong with modern boxing. He's going to compare eras, his era, the 90s, to the Floyd era, to now. Of course, he takes shots at everybody. When you're listening to Oscar, expect him to be hitting people with strays. Canelo, Floyd, the UFC. This one's pretty funny. Before we get there, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, please hit the notification button and hit subscribe. What this will allow me to do is every time I put something out that's new, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you. All right, guys, let's get into this. De La Hoya gives his take on Tyson and Paul.
I have a good one for you this week, so let's get to it. All right, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul was by its nature a horrible fight right from the start. It was just awful. Mike almost fell down during his walkout. And he was on quicksand since the first 10 seconds of the fight. Oh, and did you see that 58-year-old ass? It was wishful thinking for all those idiots who thought they were going to get Mike Tyson of the 90s come out and rip somebody's head off. Now, everyone is talking about how staged this fight was. I do believe it was scripted, and I believe that Tyson was certainly held back. Look, I'm a fighter, and I can see it. It goes on the record, and it was sanctioned. So Jake Paul paid to get the W on his record? For what? For your own personal satisfaction? I keep telling you, if you want to be a real fighter, like you say you want to be, what are you doing?
Shit, I don't even know.
Like, who's next? Joe Biden? You have to fight real fighters.
God, please, no!
However, the fight drew 65 million households, which means roughly 200 million eyeballs were watching. And the huge winners were Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, who put on an incredible real fight and were introduced to new fans around the world.
All right, let's press pause there. Yeah, I've already said my bit on Jake Paul Tyson. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, and quite frankly, I'm sick of hearing about it. You guys know where I stand on that. Was it scripted in a sense? Of course. A grandpa versus a YouTuber. Was it boxing? No. The best fight on that card was actually a boxing match, which Oscar alluded to, Serrano and Taylor. All right, here's what he has to say about the current state.
Boxing has been in hibernation. It's like a sleeping bear. Boxing has been the most popular sport since the beginning of time. Lately, it's been Mayweather versus McGregor, who fought in the ring, not the octagon, because boxing is king. But we have to get our shit together. Fighters are not daring to be great, and we are stuck accepting mediocre fights.
Come on, man.
Look, being a fighter and now a promoter, knowing the ins and outs because I'm in it, I have to say it's the fighters who are killing the sport. People try to blame the promoters or the managers, the trainers. No, it's the fighters. I was one, and I can tell you that if my camp urged me to fight someone and I wanted to fight somebody else, we were going to fight who I wanted to fight. The fighters today don't think they're getting paid enough or they're scared of taking an L. For example, look, back in the day, Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward weren't the most popular fighters and weren't getting paid the most during their time, but we respect them today because they fought their hearts out and came back for another day. The UFC fighters, they get paid peanuts and they go out on their shields.
Let's press pause there. Yeah, so I could agree with him on a few things. It's really tough to say, to blame the whole entire landscape of boxing, the pitfalls on the boxers. It's obviously a machine that involves a lot of moving parts. Now, when he said when he fought the guys he wanted to fight, that's true. I'm getting ready to put out a video in the next few days about Tank Davis, and a lot of Tank fans might not like this video, but in the video I talk about his last 5 fights and why me personally and a lot of fans are frustrated with him. Guys, online, I feel a lot of Tank haters were once Tank fans. And watching him once again sign on to fight a guy from a lower division, Lamont Roach, coming up from 130, or, you know, we know about the Ryan Garcia hydration clauses. People just want to see Tank Davis at 135 unify and fight the best in the world, and we're not seeing it. We didn't get to see him fight Lomachenko, and now past 7 years, he talks about Loma ducked him. That's totally erroneous, and I feel this is exactly what Oscar's talking about, and my frustration with that I can relate to as I'm researching this upcoming video for Tank, because for all the skill sets he has, for all the physical attributes, the greatness that he portrays, it's time for the 30-year-old Baltimore fighter to fight the best in the world and stop bringing fighters from lower weight classes up or bringing bigger fighters from larger weight classes down and draining them. Let's finish this with some Oscar.
Bruh. Look at the Canelo fight. Edgar Berlanga went on a month-long victory celebration because he lasted 12 rounds. He fucking lost and acted like it was a good thing.
Get some help.
This is where we're at because it comes from the top. Look at the 90s. You had Prime Tyson, Chavez, myself, Trinidad. We were warriors. We fought everyone. We created sexy mega fights that everyone looked forward to watching. We were like the 90s supermodel with the beautiful legs and tight athletic bodies. We were like Kate Moss. In the 2000s, boxing had Mayweather, and it became boring and defensive for a decade, just like Paris Hilton in the early 2000s. And most recently, we have Canelo, who is the most boring but most popular boxer today. Just like Kim Kardashian, who everyone wants to be like. She has no personality, yet makes tons of money. So essentially, Canelo is the king of the fattest, sloppiest, nastiest BBL era. Everything is cyclical in life and fashion, so here's to hoping we go back to the warriors of the 90s, those tight aerobic booties, and Canelo.
We'll stop there. Oscar is hilarious. The more you watch these, he's always going to take shots at Canelo. You guys already know that. The Berlanga victory lap is something that has never sat well with me. I'm not a participation trophy guy. I'm not a second place guy. Obviously, if you're competitive in anything, you're not going to like losing in anything. And the way he kind of handled that and is handling that, I kind of agree with Oscar. He talked a lot about, you know, comparing the eras to supermodels. He used Kate Moss references. Depending how old you are or young you are, you might have to look that one up. All in all, Oscar, I feel his segment, Clapback Thursday, is great for boxing. It's entertaining, and we're going to be doing this weekly. What do you think about his sentiment? What do you think about his breakdown? And do you agree or disagree with him on anything? Guys, leave all that in the comment section below. Bang! Let's get it.